Aisha Buhari slams Nigerian governors, route for social media regulation. The First Lady, Aisha Buhari, has slammed state governors for failing to provide basic social amenities and infrastructure, noting that things were getting out of hand, stating that her husband cannot handle the challenges facing the nation alone. Buhari admonished the political leaders to work together to bail the country out of the doldrums. Speaking at the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs General Assembly and National Executive Council meeting held at the National Mosque in Abuja on Friday, the First Lady called on the Muslim Ummah in the country to embrace the directive that would be issued by the council. She said, "We should either fasten our seatbelt and do the needful, or we all regret it very soon, because at the rate things are going, things are getting completely out of hand." The VP, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, is here. Some ministers are here. They are supposed to do justice to the situation. People cannot afford potable water in this country while we have governors. Since this is the highest decision-making body of Islamic affairs, for those that are listening, we should fear God, and we should know that one day we will return to God and account for our deeds here on earth. Mrs. Buhari also called for the regulation of social media, noting that China, with about 1.3 billion people, had done so, stressing that many people could not relax in their villages due to insecurity. She added, "On this issue of social media, you cannot just sit in the comfort of your house and tweet that the vice president has resigned. It is a serious issue. If China can control over 1.3 billion people on social media, I see no reason why Nigeria cannot attempt controlling only 180 million people." Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in his address, admonished Nigerians to be their brother's keeper regardless of their religious affiliation, noting that all Nigerians are equal. He stated, "It is my view that the weight of ensuring that this country is on the right track is on our leaders. We should be our brother's keeper, no matter the religion. We should always be already ready to make sacrifices for one another. We have religious and tribal tension in this country. Many are beating the drum of ethnic and religious war. We are at a historic junction of our nation." The NSCIA president and the Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar, said the nation must come together to address its challenges, insisting that girl child education and the Amajiri phenomenon must be addressed urgently. He disagreed with the calls for social media regulation, stating that there were laws to deal with the abuse of the platforms. Abubakar said, "I have received so many calls on the need to regulate social media. In Nigeria, there are so many laws that can deal with this issue. As Muslim leaders, what we are doing about these things? What are we doing about them? We must educate our children, especially the girl child. We have millions of Amajiri children moving about on the streets. Some people even propose having a hate speech law. We must accept the outcome of whatever the people decided. After all, people voted for our political leaders. Let us listen to the voices of the people. It is important for us to do the wish of Nigerians." So guys, we've heard from our leaders, even from the wife of the president, and she said one thing here, that trying to refer to the issue of social media, that if China could do it, China that has over a billion people, if they could control them and they were able to tackle this issue of social media, why can't Nigerians do the same thing? The question again is that if really those people, they are not even handling the issue of social media, if they could really handle over a billion people and they are trying to cope and they deal with corrupt politicians mercilessly, why is it that people are not talking about how that can be replicated in Nigeria system, where that is the order of the day? Is it the hate speech that is killing people, or that is destroying this country, or the corrupt politicians? At times when people come out and say this Aisha, they don't even understand her. Some people tend to say, oh, try to defend her or whatever, because at times, she speaks, from two sides of the mouth. Now she's calling for the hate speech, and people are saying we already have laws that are, in place for this hate speech. Why will somebody be saying they have to kill somebody before that will happen, or before they will handle the issue of social media? Then what about the politicians that are killing people on day-to-day basis? Like what she even said, that the leaders should be able to do something. The governor, she's trying to tell them that the governors, they've not done the right thing. The leaders, they've not been able to do the right thing. That her husband cannot do everything alone. Her husband cannot do everything alone. How has her husband be coordinating the people that are working under him? Because he's the boss of all the governors and all other ministers too. So what does he tell them? What advice does he give them when they always have their meeting? What do they discuss in their meeting? If really that a lot of things that the governors have not been doing, after all, they always come for meeting maybe every month or so. Why is it that they cannot say, oh, I've learned so I heard so about your state, what are you doing about it? He should be able to want to tell them, not even telling them, or for the wife to come out and be saying, oh, they have to do the needful because her husband cannot do everything by himself. Now she's supporting this hate speech. So is she telling us that the punishment for hate speech should be the punishment that somebody's life should be taken? Are they talking about, are they really coming up to say or to propose a bill, or is everybody coming out to go against, or to even to come against the rate at which the politicians, majority of those politicians, are stealing this country to finish? They are stealing this country to finish. Nobody is saying anything about it. The next thing they will tell you, say, go to court. They go to court. Whatever that happens at the court, you will take it. And you know that this issue of court can take forever. Let them continue deceiving people. The vice president was there and she was saying that they have to do the needful. Even the vice president, I don't know who they are passing this blame to. Maybe they are tired of passing the blame again to the opposition, because any little thing, it is the opposition. They have been there. This is their 5th year. Everything opposition that caused it. Now they all know that there's problem on ground. They know that there is fire on the mountain. They cannot dispute it. They can't debunk it. The problems are facing us, are staring us at our faces. The problems are there. And they cannot tell me over 4 years now, it is the PDP or the past administration that caused these problems that we are encountering. Since she always talk back and forth, now she's advising the vice president, ministers, and other people, some VIP there, that they need to do justice to the situation. If you are talking about a speech that they have to implement that a speech, then why have you not advised your husband? Even all of you that always go abroad, you go to abroad to go and get treatment, and you cannot stay in your country. Who is to provide it? Is it the masses? Is it the hate speech that is causing all of those things too? Is it the hate speech that is affecting all of those things, that you guys cannot even stay in your country? You always go to the UK for treatment. Oh, I am just coming back from the UK. My doctor said it, my doctor said that. So we don't have doctors. You guys cannot patronize Nigeria. But when it comes to what we affect the masses, they will all be coming out, in their numbers and be saying the same thing. Even the vice president, just like I said, I don't know who they are going to be blaming. You guys are there. You are not doing the needful. Who are you preaching to? Of course, they will just go to all those events and be preaching and be reading all these rhetorics, because that is just what they expect or what they think that people want to hear. And at the end of the day, once they leave that place, that's the end of it. That is just the end of it. Someone says, Madam, I am disappointed in you. You are going to be the first victim if you are supporting the proposed bill for hate speech. That you are going to be the first victim. Someone said, Ma, with due respect, before PMB resigned, it has been a culture, a scapegoat public punishment for a person is always, we need to reduce the minimum. Cry cannot stop these corrupt leaders. Truth is bitter therapy. Allow her to express herself. We should pray for this country, Nigeria. Someone said we should pray that God should destroy this country. No. This person is really, really hungry here. This person is really, really hungry. Someone says, Fulani power drunkenness. The same woman who begged Kogi people to vote for Yaya Bello. This country is sick. Tell your husband to release Showore and abide by the rule of law. What are we talking about? That one is still at the corner. It's still pending. They are talking about what somebody will just sit down at home and fabricate lies, and somebody will just sit down somewhere and disobey court order without any consequences. Is that what they are telling us? These people, once they are doing things, they want what they are doing. They want to, they want to overcome, or they want to get through with what they are doing. But when others are doing what they are doing, they don't want people to do that which they are doing. But if it comes to them, they can do and undo. But when it comes to the masses, they will be advising you, no, don't do this. But when they do their whole, when they are involved in one irregularity of the or the other, they will just want to get away with it, and they are always getting away with it. They are always getting away with everything they do. Yeah, the president and the Sultan of Sokoto, he disagree. He said he disagree with the call for social media regulation, stating that there were laws, to deal with that in the first place. That as some people even propose, having a hate speech law. He say we must accept the outcome of whatever the people decided. Of course, this is not a campaign time. They can afford to say whatever they want to say. It is the same people, the same woman that was begging the people. Now, it is now the turn for her to be talking down on the people. Talking down on the people. You want the hate speech bill to be passed. So guys, I don't know what you think about this statement by all of these people, even the vice president, the Sultan of Sokoto, and even the wife of the president. Please leave your comments below in the comment section. Let's hear your own take. Thank you very much. Bye.